Alright, what's the deal? What's the deal? Saucy Gang, back at it with another banger. You already know what time it is. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I did clickbait in the video. He is not 7'3", he's 7 foot. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is one of the best center builds you can make. If you bear with me and you see how I made him, it took me a couple of days to make him. I kept editing him to make him better, like when I was finding out certain information. You feel me? So the first thing right off the gate, you already know what time it is. That 96 close shot. You feel me? I seen the post hooking. Them things look like mid-range jump shots. I knew I had to try it out. I seen people doing it with a low close shot. So I knew if I made a high close shot, even if they patch it or just make it a little bit more harder to do with a 96 close shot, he still most definitely would be able to do it. The drive and layup, that really only went up because of one of the other categories. Because typically I wouldn't put up the drive and layup. Now look, I did put up the drive and dunk to a 72. The reason I put up the drive and dunk to a 72 is to unlock posterizer. When I was playing with him, he was dunking on other centers, but I realized that he wasn't able to get the posterizer badge. Like it wasn't included in the standard dunk, so I had to add drive and dunk to at least give it to him on bronze. Cause I feel like the posterizer badge is just a game changing badge. You feel me? So then we got the 90 standard dunk. You already know what time it is. To get them contact dunks, you need a 90 standard dunk. So that's why we went with the 90 standard dunk. And then we went with the 87 post control. If I believe right, it was either for like vice grips or like unpluckable. It was for something dealing with like 86 wasn't enough. You had to go one more up. I'm pretty sure that it's vice grips or something. You feel me? It was needed though. Then okay, if you watch my last video, I had my on my 6'9" build. That's a really nice build. I had his mid range at an 80. I told you in that video if I could change one thing, I would have went one up for the Hall of Fame midi musician. So on this build, I went one up on the mid range. Like this build is low key crazy. And then same thing. If you watch that video, I also said you got a 91 three-pointer instead of a 92, which unlock goal limitless range. So you got goal limitless range, you got standing contact dunks, you got hooks that you can do. You can still drive to the rim to some degree. You can still post people up. Like this build right here is going to forever change the game. And you still got a decent free throw. The pass accuracy, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I did. I feel like I suffered in the playmaking category for sure because 75 and 80 is what you're mainly looking for. But I feel like with him being a big man and him not having a ball, a lot of the times I feel like maybe a 70 or a 7, the 70 tier, I feel like it should be good enough. Feel me? I gave him a little bit of ball handling, I think for some badge points. Okay, I barely put up the interior because interior defense really don't matter. If I be honest, I wish I would have put up the perimeter so when he out there on that perimeter, he can guard a little more. But he's still the center at the end of the day. He has the Hall of Fame block. We already know what time it is. Chasing down that thing. And with the rebounding, I figure since I'm gonna use him later in the year, he can take less rebounding than normal. Because most rebounders, like they got this 99 rebound, y'all already know. I figure like throughout the year, people will be making their shots more. You don't hardly have to grab rebounds. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. So I put the rebound into what I did. Try to put the speed up so he won't be a slow center. Also put some acceleration on him. Not that much because I feel like acceleration has to deal with the ball and not just in general. Like on the perimeter, like the speed has to deal with your perimeter defense. So even though his perimeter defense is low, because he got a 65 still, he might still move nicely on the court and still can play nice defense. Most definitely had to add that strength on him. Gotta see what they talking about the bully badge. Even though I feel like we gonna run into centers with 99 strength, I feel like we still might run into centers who didn't even value strength. And I know that might sound crazy, but trust me. We went with the 75 vert that goes with the standing dunk. In order to unlock the standing dunk packages, you gotta have a certain vertical. And it was 75. And then I went with a 93 cinema. I went a little lower because he's a big man. Ultimately, I didn't feel like he needed a 95 or a 99 cinema. I feel like the 93 gonna be good enough. This build right here is gonna go crazy. This is gonna be my end of the year build. I already can tell he's gonna be a nice build. Especially like, okay, if you got, even if you play the second, if you play the second, you can space the floor, you can still get down low, like you can still be efficient. If you got IQ, you can still be decent at pass, and like this build is still legit. He does suffer on defense and he does suffer on playmaking. But I feel like also as a center, like, okay, like when I initially made the center, I did want him to be able to dribble and stuff. But then the more and more I thought about it, it became stupid to me. Because it's like, dude, if he was really 7'3" or he's 7 foot, man, like he could not be bringing the ball up the court like on some KD type joint trying to ice it. Like, will it look sweet and will it be different to do? Yeah, but ultimately, will it work all the time? No. He'll be more efficient if somebody was to pass him the ball at the half court line, me pulling up by maybe every now and then, if they're not guarding me so tight, you feel me, because they know I'm a big man, maybe he can dribble backwards, get to the half court line, get a little bit far from the 3 point line, and shoot that thing. But other than that, I feel like he's going to be more of a pass type of person. Like, you got to pass on the ball. Same thing with the posting up. Like, I don't feel like you need to dribble the ball to get the ball and post up. Like, a good teammate, you can be posting up at the post or on the box and he'll pass you the ball and you can just do your thing down low easy. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it is a team game. You feel me? And I did have to sacrifice something in order to get high stats. You feel me? And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, some people probably disagree with the 92 3 pointer on the center. Like, no center needs to be shooting that far, but look how much it's gonna open up the game and just make it fun. Like, even when it comes to consistency on shooting a regular 3 pointer, having a 92 3 pointer is gonna make them corner shots or them on the wings or top of the key shots a lot more easier than somebody per se with like a 83 pointer. You feel me? So I really feel like this build gonna be game changing. And nevertheless, the fact that he can still go down low is going to really change the game. That he's just so versatile in a lot of different ways that the ball handling is not really even going to matter. You feel me? The biggest question is, if I be honest, is will this defense hold up throughout the year? Will the defense hold up throughout the year? And will he still be able to grab rebounds based on his height and boxing out people? That's the biggest question. But I'm pretty sure, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, this build is legit. This is that guy. That's a fact.